Right, so another travel day for us today. Much surprise, right? We've got heading up to Mike O'Mara and Daniela up there. Girls have got some posing on, and we also have the likes of Tyler coming up from Albany. So Team Powerhouse be in there. How good's this? Got half my face covered by a steering wheel. Let me just bam. So yeah, we got that all fueled up. We're off. We'll probably be up a little bit earlier than the rest of the guys. Yeah, meal on the road as usual. My turmeric rice with bone broth, chicken to my quantity, and added in organic beef. Try to get my extra fats and top up the protein. Down this one, Shine Charge. You all heard of that? First time I've heard of it. But it's sold as a nootropic energy. So we'll see how this goes. I mean, turmeric, L-theanine, yerba mate, ginkgo, and then of course a bunch of B vitamins, things like that. So slightly more micros than the average energy drink. So give it a try, see how we go. Then,
and sugar-free.
And sugar-free, of course. And then, yeah, hit the road, head on up.
Yeah.
Kick it off from there. So, rate it or not?
I like it.
It smells like it's going to be crazy. It's pretty weak. I mean, nootropic wise, you're really not going to notice much considering what other stuff we've taken from nootropic. So, yeah. What are you snacking on, Em?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And what was the reminiscence of the YoPro? Handy as for on the go away.
Actually, this one was Chobani Fit, actually.
Oh, Roger.
Vanilla flavour. I may have squeezed it all out.
That's alright.
I like it. It tastes good.
So what are we now, about 45 minutes out, I think? Yeah. Making some progress. So what, in the way of those energy drinks, what's your go-to? What's your preference? What do you like?
Depends though. Depending on how I'm feeling. I do like the sugar-free berry twist. But honestly, nothing beats the 7 More Reps Fresh Apple Cruise Blend.
Bit of a plug there. But no, like if you had to get one like a ready to go, but we usually carry that in the car with us anyway, just for the simple little things, which I don't have today, hence the energy drinks. But like, there's that many out there at the moment. Like, if your calves are tight or for some reason you manage to get cramping, we tend to work towards more the Red Bull or something that's got the taurine in it, which is not clearly saying you are deficient in taurine, but it's just a bit of it's a very good assumption.
Yeah. And every time I've had cramps, I've had a sugar-free Red Bull and they go away, so.
Yeah, and big basis for V is guarana. Red Bull is taurine. I know the Monsters and Rockstars do have a lot more of the B complex vitamins in there, as does this one. So, that and that. The only thing I don't like is being such a big drink and the fact like they're not in a
bottle.
Yeah.
So you can't seal them off.
Yeah. The sugar-free one's slowly getting better, that's for sure. In the Passat today, because from here we'll head straight up to, we'll stay another night, because I've got DEXA and it's got a consult, so then we'll stay that night, because I'm not driving back and forth 3 days in a row, because then the day after that we have flying back out to site, so only a few days off this time. And yeah, I am not leaving the Beamer at the airport.
Not for 2 weeks.
No.
3 weeks, actually.
Yeah. So we've had, we've just been using this car doing the bit of run around, so obviously you know how your average fuel consumption goes. We have now been driving for an hour and 20 minutes, and my fuel consumption range has not changed from 1,010 Ks. So, hence part of the reason we do it. I think we were dead empty and it cost us like $84 to fill this thing right up. And like I said, I'm still sitting at 1,000 Ks after an hour and a half of driving.
Runs on the smaller one really, Greg.
Yeah, it does.
It's a good car. I call her Veronica. What? I name all my cars.
Yeah, she does.
Well, my little Mazda I had, she was called Mabel.
Mabel, yeah.
And I had a Prado Land Cruiser, and he was called Percy. And we had a Commodore at some point called Curtis.
Curtis. And
had,
Nancy, the Nissan X-Trail.
Yep.
Nancy X, the Nissan
Nancy
X,
X,
the Nissan X-Trail. Meanwhile, I just had the Hummer, which was a swole rig. Everything's just the truck. I get the truck. I get the truck. Except for the Suburban was the big girl. Because she was a big girl. I don't know. Don't really have a name for the Beamer because I mean just quad powers. What it kind of rolls by. Yeah. I've had a few number plates. I've had the big girl, the Suburban. Number plate was lift big. And then the Hummer was swole. So yeah. And then I've had my 280ZX that had a 2530 in it. That one was hot 280, and it had 300 MP, 300 miles per hour. And my 300ZX that we had 2-stage nitrous kit in that. I think that might be it for the way of. Oh no, I did also have a VT Clubby. That was when they first came out, 5.7 litre, and I had that cam chipped and tuned, and then with a single port of nitrous on that too, and that number plate was, it was white, so it was HSV 747, like the big plane, big people carrier. That was also part of, because I think at that point I was my only friend that still had a license, so like everywhere we went had to be in that. That was my daily. Yeah, well, I suppose you could say we're a little bit more sensible now. Yeah.
Get yourself a girl who pervs on cars.
Yeah. Yeah, the truth. Burn a couple of calories before the girls come in and do their posing. Why not? It's done a 2-hour drive, so try to get rid of some of that water bloat. Doesn't seem like much, but consistently back and forth, up and down. Why not? See you all soon. Stadium Fitness, East Perth. Well, so much for a rest day. Couldn't pass up that opportunity to get a little bit of a pump. Locking my elbows in, hitting that 3/4 rep, that bicep curl, solely for a pump, no other reason. And one thing you learn about Em, you say workout, you know she's going to be there. She never seems to pass one up, even if it's just a quick pump. And if you want to have that thickness side on, you can't miss those triceps. always, you just got to remember that your triceps are a bigger part of your arm than your bis. Got to get them. We just did 4 sets of biceps and triceps, another 20 minutes on the treadmill so we could go enjoy some food with our friend Ash afterwards. Caesar salad bowl on the go. A few concoctions from the oldest 7-Eleven servo there. But then we've obviously added our own fresh chicken there. And this little chateau here, we used to always get this because we used to drive up obviously from Great Southern or fly over from Queensland the time before, and we used to always fly into Perth and stay the night in there, and of course then COVID times restricted a lot of that. So then we started staying in the cabin there, just give us a bit more freedom. Car parked right next to us, and it's nice and handy for the airport when we fly out. So yeah. And reverse cycle aircon. And
there's no
no Rona. But they do have quite a few of these. Banksia Tourist Park, so it's out at High Wycombe there. And the times where we do stay, like when we were here for my show and then later on for Emma's surgery, they have one where it's actually a full shut off room, and we'll do that so I can get up, drink coffee at 5 a.m. and do y'all's programming while Emma can still sleep. But no, that's part of it there. So this is kind of, yeah, how we kind of mingled the last few days there and then integrate into what we got going on tomorrow. I had a lovely lunch out at, where was it?
At Jarrah Bar and Cafe.
At Jarrah Bar and Cafe at Hillary's. Probably should have taken a bit of footage of that because that shit was actually pretty cool. Dishes were awesome. I got the gnocchi because I'm all about that tater. And
I got a steak sandwich.
Yeah, Em got it was like a thin slither steak sandwich on Turkish. So that ran pretty good. And Ash, who you'll see in the earlier videos that we trained with down there, she lives up on the north side, so we caught up with her there. Always lovely to catch up with her. She's such a character and a good laugh and an even better friend. And she got, mushroom arancini balls. Oh my God, so good. And she is a chicken wing connoisseur. Little known fact. But these ones are fire. So I touched on that, got in, got our cabin, late check-in. As per usual. So yeah, almost 8 o'clock. Doubtfully I'll be up early, fill you in on the footage and see how we go. Tomorrow, legs?
Yeah.
Legs in at stadium. So we got a bit of footage there for the girls. Doing the posing, Em decided to jump in there. Not her season, not in shape for it, but it's a matter of getting the experience and getting the practice, and like we were saying,
breaking in the
new shoes. And like we said, if you can pose and be comfortable while you're at your biggest, everything's just going to flow so smoothly, and it's going to be one less hassle. If you get in there and you don't have to think about posing, that's one step in front. So girls came in there, got their own thing, and I believe IFBB, stay tuned, IFBB WA will be putting up very shortly when they're going to start doing their posing classes there, and I believe that's going to be out of Genesis down Bentley Way. So stay tuned for that. I'll keep you updated obviously as we go, and see y'all tomorrow. Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too, bud. Coffee. So, yes, it only has been a day later, like I promised. Yes, I did lose my facial hair. No, Em was just shaving me up there last night, and facial hair was giving me a bit of a shits. I go through my stages. The only time though you'll see me without facial hair is when I'm stepping on stage. because I end up with a skeleton jawline. I've got a pretty prominent jawline there. It's thanks, Dad. But I don't know. I enjoy having facial hair and a beard and that. I guess partially because an ex-wife didn't like me having it. No, Em loves it too, so I can't knock that there. And yeah, you'll see something go back through my old photos there, and I give the big old styled bushy beard. So I do enjoy, but it's just so freaking much maintenance, and it is being awfully hot at work. So I won't be doing that, that's for sure. So that's not bad. So I stop off, get a coffee. Still early. Em's obviously still asleep. And then yeah, just parked out here, nicked the Wi-Fi from the guys in there to try to get a little bit more of this editing done, and then a little bit of programming, which I'll send more off today. And then we'll look at getting some oats, fruit, almonds, you know, a bit of just the whole nutrition as we go, and protein in us, and then yeah, back off to Stadium Fitness, do it all again. So I'll see you once Emma's up.
Yeah. Siege.
Just getting warmed up in that hack squat machine. Depth.
Brody's second set. Just warming up. Throws a plate on each time. Just keeps it moving. Nice and controlled.
Ride or die. All these brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep Wave on my side, CJ Ike, never gotta roll with ice. Cold, these brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep Wave on my side, CJ Ike, never gotta roll with ice. Ride or die, 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 ride or die. Cold, these brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep Wave on my side, CJ Ike, these brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep Wave on my side, CJ Ike, never gotta roll with ice. Cold, these brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep Wave on my side, CJ Ike, never gotta roll with ice. Never gotta roll with ice. Ride or die, 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 ride or die. Fly, know that they ride or die. Cold, these brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep Wave on my side, CJ Ike, never gotta roll with ice. Cold, these brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep Wave on my side, CJ Ike, never gotta roll with ice. Ride or die, 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 ride or die.
So we start off wide, hit till fail, drop set, and then shuffles the feet in close till fail.
Now I gotta ride or die.
Siege. Riley. Taz. Yeah. Set me free and give me death, there ain't no other choices. When I lay down to go to sleep, I keep on hearing voices. Little whispers in my head, man, is you fake or loyal? Why no water, death designer, baby, pick your poison. These little demons living underneath my bed, creeping. Know the real monster lives above them all, sleeping. That subtle breathing in your closet every single evening. Thought you never see me again, looks can be deceiving. When they hear the sound of the drum, they'll be saying, oh Lord, here they come. Yeah, here we come. Here we come. Here we come.
Hey, how do you get such a strong back? Re-racking all your husband's weights. She the best. Trench Health and Fitness, getting our DEXA scan. I've just been. Almost fell asleep. Em's in there, her turn now. Because I coach myself, I treat myself like a client and I need to stay accountable. Hence why I do my DEXA scan, and it also helps me, being that I've been a big fat powerlifter before, I need to keep an eye on my my internal fat, my visceral fat, and so that's a big thing. And obviously being in a car accident before, and I have lost the use of a lot of movements on the left side, it's taken me a long time to recuperate that. I try to make sure that I'm very symmetrical on where I need to bring up. So I keep on track of that. I try to do it periodically through my phases, if that makes any sense, whether it be 12 weeks, 16 weeks, something like that. So let's just say I'm running this particular food, this particular mesocycle of training, or whatever supplementation you're going to run, and you run it through to that period. Then I want to see where I'm at that period, and then what I'm going to start from that there. And that also gives me the idea whether I need to push further, push harder, lean down, hold, or whatever. It's just another tool to keep us accountable and trackable. Just got out of our DEXA scan as Em tries to put all her piercings back in. You got tongue ring back in? Finally. Got them all in. Em's got hers done there too. Banging at 49.8 kilos of lean muscle mass. Main section, she's holding her fat, which we were aware of, is around her thighs there. But that's still looking at 9.2 kilos of muscle mass, lean muscle mass on each leg. So, which puts her in the higher percentile. So in the top 13 percentile for lean muscle mass to height. So although she is at the higher percentile for body fat, well, not the higher, actually she's lower than the higher. But where I'm just looking here at the, yeah. So that works out really well there. And that's her first DEXA, so that's the progress from there. Otherwise we had been doing the in-body scan. So yeah, this is just a little bit more in depth. Let's see if I can flick through some of mine. Let's find out today's. Didn't worry about doing my height. Let's just keep pretending I'm taller than what I am. Actually, 0.5 centimeter shorter than my first scan. So yep, cool. I am now sitting at 12.2% body fat, and that's through a DEXA. So to put this in perspective, 12.2, that also accounts for the fact that my head is 20.4%.
You got a big head.
Yeah, so I got a fat head. But no, that incorporates that. So this is where you take into, and if I can show you here, like you'll see in the little yellow parts, see if I can bring this up so you can all see. So little yellow parts through there will be your fat and where it's at. And obviously the deeper red is the more muscle mass, and blue obviously being the bone. So is what you see through there, and your bone mineral density. Both of our bone mineral density is pretty good. And being a woman, it's more prominent because they are more susceptible to osteoporosis. I think I got that right.
I think so, yeah.
But yeah, just as things go along there.
At this stage, mine...
You're still above normal for your age.
Yeah, so I don't have a chance of getting it unless
something drastically changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm in the top 5% for my lean muscle mass to my height. So take that as either I'm really, really massive or I'm really, really short, or both. A little bit of both. But that also does put me in obesity. Fucking hell. So when I was 123 kg, 122.8 to be exact, this goes up to, I am now at obesity level 1. I was not even on this chart. I was 2 centimeters taller than what I was when I started powerlifting. 2 centimeters taller than what I am, and my obesity level was, so this only goes up to obesity 3. I wasn't even on the graph because it stopped at 111 kgs for my height. So fun there. Few discrepancies for myself. Hopefully no judges are listening. My left arm is slightly down on my right, and my left leg is slightly down on my right. But if you spend a bit of time with me, you'll start to notice all the scars that I've got from there. Don't get hit by a car. But yeah, that's to be what it is there. But that is also predominantly my leaner side too. So when I actually do pose, or you'll see like doing a workout, like what did we see the other day? We were doing triceps, and I was hitting my left tricep, and I was getting the striations down the bottom of my horseshoe down there, whereas I don't have that on my right. Also my left quad seems to feather sooner and my separation comes in, but my right is obviously just the sweeps looks more dominant, I guess, hence why I usually stomp the right forward. But no, that's a good point for me. I have an abundance of ones to track through. I have that pending off of my last little sheet down here. Some other 4 ones that I've got, which was also at 6 weeks out, and also my last, about this phase of my last off season had me at where did I have it at? Sorry, that's anyway, go through all this paperwork in through here. Had me at, here you go, had me at 17% body fat at weight being about a kilo heavier. So yeah, I can't see me putting on 5% now to put on an extra kilo. Touch note on the way of nutrition for myself, I am bumped up like another 40 grams of carbs and another 15 grams of fats the last few weeks, and have had banging on a high carb. I'm not going to call it I guess technically it's a cheat, but what we call is be an off-plan meal. I don't usually eat too much off-plan stuff.
No, you're pretty good.
We had in there with Ash yesterday, and I went and got some gnocchi. But yeah, but I mean, like, realistically, that's not that far out. I can just control, like, okay, I'm not going to eat a bit of fats. I pull the fats from here or whatever. But no, a few extra calories, and that's been working out well for me. So keep updated where we're at, and set some more groundwork from where do we go. And I say push. I'm going to push. And Em's obviously got her breast augmentation coming up relatively soon, so that'll keep stuff very stagnant. That's why we have this here, so we know once M comes out and can start to hit everything again, where we should be, where our starting point should be at. So I'll touch a little bit on nutrition on that as that gets closer, what the plans are for M, and she'll do a whole series on how that's going to go.
And how my healing process is?
Yeah, and how the healing process, so everything through that she's going to do. Post-surgery, healing, the days straight after, the nutrition that we base around that, training as it comes, and more importantly, just keeping active.
Yeah.
With that. But everything, no BS. If shit's hard, you're going to say it's hard. If you've got to take this, you've got to take this. That's just...
If it hurts, it hurts.
Yeah. But yeah, all informative information. So, right, we'll get this in, and we are now off. So dinner tonight, because obviously we had a bit of a spoil ourselves and a snack out there with Mike. What do we have with?
Oh, it was
Cambodian.
Cambodian, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you the name of the place, but right at the end of the Swan there in East Perth, it was awesome. It was fast. It was cheap, but it was delicious. Before our DEXA scans. So for dinner tonight, we had this great idea. Wanted the peri-peri chicken from Nando's and the tenderloins, and we're going to do our own salad. Apparently you don't sell that anymore, so blew that out of the water. Ducked into the Coles for some quickies. Microwave veg. M into the microwave veg. I'm onto the Mediterranean salad. Bam! With my carbs, obviously. And then, if you all haven't seen us do this before, this is a great one to go, and this is Emma's little compromise treat. When she gets home, have one of these for dinner. It's either the soy and ginger, or what was the other one, babe?
Citrus and parsley.
Citrus and parsley. Do usually do it in the oven, just because like it soaks through and does better, but microwavable. So especially for occasions like this, and boom, there are the macros per piece, 31.5 grams protein. See, the fats aren't really this high. I believe the fats on the other one are slightly higher, by only about a gram, maybe 1.3. Carbs. So, I couldn't even tell you how much that cost us. Next to nothing. And if you all that live up here in Perth, your water tastes nasty. So now we've got to buy water to put in the kettle. It's super chlorinated, man. Like, it's almost like Vegas water, like coming out of the Hoover there. As terrible as that sounds. But that being said, like, I didn't think ours was... I thought ours down there was... But that being said, me and Em both grew up on tank water. Like, so if it didn't come from the sky, you shit out of luck. But other than that, so hungry as hell. Bit of an early one tonight. Early feed. We'll be out of here tomorrow. Look at that. Be out of here tomorrow. We'll get a workout in. It's supposed to be a scheduled off day, but we kind of played it a little bit light there yesterday. Good legs today. We'll see how we go, and then afternoon flight out, something unusual for us because we are doing that extra week. Alright, so here is our quick meal on the go, just to show, like, if you can just duck into a Coles or Woolies. This is my Mediterranean salad there with my rice and my soy ginger fish. And then Em's not as pretty, but she loves it. And there with the microwave veg there, and with the fish through there as well. So quite simply, like for us to do all this, I mean, was $16 to $17. I mean, that being said, I didn't need the rice, but I got the rice. The same thing, like it's just tasty. It's a good way to get that fish down. I mean, like if we looked at other options there too. If I was to go to the fish area to get grilled snapper or something, that was $12 each. Wanted to get a large salad from Subway, then I'm also getting double meat because there's nothing in that thing, and that was like, what's it cost us like? Yeah, so and then again that's another $16 odd by the time you had double meat. You want Av? There's extra as well.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't need the Av now. I've got the feta and olives in here, and then like the likes of Nando's was a simple fact. Felt like Nando's, just felt like the Portuguese chicken. I'm not doing chicken thighs and drumsticks. I just ain't. Doesn't agree with me that fat and M needs more of a higher protein quality source than that too. So and they were like $18 too for just the basic Mediterranean salad, which I got here for $4. And then yeah, same. If you want to be real skinny, you can get a whole kilo of basa for a lot cheaper and do your own sauce. But this is quite literally grab it, 10 minutes, no more than 10 minutes. That's all it took. 10 minutes in the microwave. Zipped in. Rice is 40. M's 40 seconds. M's freaking cauliflower, broccoli, and that is another 90 seconds. So easy done. So there's been a bit of a travel weekend done. Nothing too exciting, but show you a little bit of footage. Got plenty achieved. Girls got their posing in. The 3 girls come up. Got that done. What else? We got in, caught up with a couple friends and that. Then we got in our leg day. Good one to finish off. Always try to finish off legs before we head up the site, just because they don't have the same machines. Yeah, it's like, what do you got? Front squats or rear squats? And the Smith machine's like an abundance of things. So Smith machine, as you'll see in the video I've previously put out there, the Smith machine box squat, and the reason we do that is it is so late at night by the time we actually do that. Hence why that one gets hit once. But yeah, thanks for tagging along. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, do let us know anything else you want us to cover. Comment down below, or just general life shit, a little bit more informative on the training side. We're literally just fielding bits and pieces of everything until we get a bit of a gist of what everyone wants, and then we can be a little bit more specific, like this is a training video, this is a day in the life, this is what we eat, this is the cals and max, whatever. Yeah, let us know. Comment down below. You know I'll comment back. Take it on board. Cheers, guys.
Don't forget about doing the weekly Q&A.
Weekly Q&A.
Send in your questions and we'll answer them later on.
There you go. Another point.
Even do maybe assumptions or something like that. What you think that maybe we're like as people, or yeah.
I don't really want that. All right, nah, good. Yeah, always keep up those Q&As. Like that. Helps us out. Also helps us to know what you guys want. And whether you want some little informative videos on a few things. And then, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.